Hey, what is going on, freedom fighters? Welcome back to Break the Chains Media here on We Are Change Wednesdays. I decided Wednesdays might be for We Are Change because I have been a long-time supporter activist here in Colorado for We Are Change Colorado, and Wednesdays should be for the boys. Wednesdays should be for We Are Change. And my roots and an homage to street and ground and local activism. So that's what we're focusing on here on Wednesday. Today is a beautiful August 6th, 2025 in the mile-high city of Denver, Colorado. And today we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff specific to Colorado, news and information about the balding dimwit that is Governor Polis calling an emergency session because of the shortfalls of the financial woes that Colorado has been experiencing, as well as talking about TABOR, the Taxpayer Bill of Rights, here that's been passed in Colorado in 1992, and why this talk and why the conversation is so intimately intertwined with the Taxpayer Bill of Rights, or we're going to call it TABOR for short. TABOR acts and TABOR things are hello Astrocade, welcome. TABOR acts and TABOR things that happen, many states and many counties, many jurisdictions across the country enact TABOR policies and TABOR laws. And in Colorado, 30 something years ago, it was passed to keep our government in check. So to allow for the taxpayers, the people who pay taxes, are going to be the ones who have to approve or deny any extraneous expenditures that the government would like to institute. So we're going to get into all of that. We're going to get to all the reasons why the Democrats here in Colorado want to repeal TABOR, want your taxpayer money, want to basically take the lid off, unlimit the cap that TABOR causes Colorado to be more fiscally responsible when it comes to our taxpayer monies, and why there's been such a back and forth between, Denver and certain jurisdictions in Colorado are in such a decline, and so much infighting is happening, particularly with Denver Post, Do Better Denver, citizen journalism, the overall decay that's happening in Colorado, and people pointing fingers that this is the problem and that's the problem, when in reality, the problem is the government. The problem is the mismanaged funds that the Colorado legislature institutes when they put these things in office. So we're going to get into all that. If this is the first time joining Break the Chains Media, give me a thumbs up. Follow this channel, Break the Chains Media. We're going to be going into all of the news, politics, culture, everything under the sun. Nothing is out of the question here on this channel. There might be some stuff on YouTube I may or may not be able to say, but at the end of the day, you can find me on X at Break the Chains M. You can find me on Rumble, Break the Chains Media, Instagram, Break the Chains Media, anywhere, Break the Chains Media, or better yet, you can find me at breakthechains.media is the website. You can find me here, articles, all the social medias, all the links here. I'm going to be writing another article based on the TABOR conversation, and we're going to get some more information about that. We're going to get some more information on my 2 cents about all kinds of things. I'm in a backlog of writing that I need to spend more time on. So find me at breakthechains.media is the website. If you want to pick up a bottle of hot sauce, the official sponsor of Break the Chains Media is Realm Walker Hot Sauce. From mild to extreme heat, you have all the different realms. Travel the 9 realms of Norse mythology through hot sauce here on Break the Chains Media. Realm Walker Hot Sauce is the hot sauce for you. It's all grown here in Colorado. So fantastic hot sauces. You can find your favorite flavor here at Realm Walker Hot Sauce or on Instagram at Realm Walker Hot Sauce. But we are going to be jumping right into it, folks. I wanted to basically bring up what we have going on here. We're gonna start, somewhat slowly, but it's gonna be a good time. We're gonna have a great time doing it. This is the first article I read this morning. Colorado faces $1 billion budget shortfall due to the Republican budget passed by Congress. Can we just give a nice solid round of applause for that thick and heavy-handed propaganda? Because honestly, that is that is something beyond the pale. I mean, it's something that's not unexpected from Colorado media, but I say this is a blatant lie, and the Colorado Marxists take you all for partisan fools. Colorado has been in a budget shortfall before the Trump admin even took office. Polis and the Dems have been in charge for years, and they have destroyed Colorado. I mean, everything that they have done has been an absolute gutting of the financial system here in Colorado. And you know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna read this article. We're gonna open this up in a new tab. We're gonna just jump into this. We're gonna see what balded dimwit Polis has to say about this. I have all these other articles here. I want to make sure we're not gonna see the same thing. But let's watch this video here and see what Polis has to say in this video. Okay.
Start with fires. I just made an announcement this morning.
Those are the 36 minute. We are not watching a 36-minute video. So
on the fire, it's the third emergency declaration. Just
look at this guy.
Days, Western Colorado. The most recent is the Lee fire.
All right. We're not going to listen to that. We are going to listen to the clip that I have pulled up over here on another article. Polis calls for special session, announces hiring freeze amid $700 million hole in Colorado budget. Different than the 9 News article. Mind you, these are two different, they're two different, obviously, media outlets, and they're reporting two different news. I am bringing you the unbiased news review here from the Mile High City. You got 9 News saying it's a $1 billion budget shortfall. You got 7 News calling for a $700 million. But Fox 31 calling $700 million. Let's listen and tune in to what Fox 31 had to say about this little snippet from Polis.
Today, we have 11 months remaining in the budget year, and that's very important. That means that cuts, while difficult, can be spread over a longer period of time than the regular course of the legislature. That's why today I'm announcing that I am doing 2 things. One is we are calling the legislature in for a special session on August 21st. The second is we are implementing a state hiring freeze effective August 27th through the end of the year. And that will affect state positions, except for necessary health and safety positions. We're not freezing firefighters, prison guards, 24/7 facilities, but the vast bulk of state positions will be frozen until next calendar year when hiring will resume.
All right, so you just heard a special session has been announced by the governor, as well as a state hiring freeze because of that budget gap.
Yeah, the hiring freeze lasting through the end of this year. So Governor Jared Polis talking about that budget gap.
Great. What a fantastic props to that announcer woman who she just has such a solid announcer voice. It was very quality, high quality announcer.
Welcome back.
But let's make sure that this isn't going to randomly start talking again. Polis in a press conference on Wednesday morning said the state is facing a $700 million hole in the general fund budget after losing more than $1 billion in state revenue. So that's where 9 News gets their $1 billion budget shortfall. And then we're talking about a $700 million hole in the general fund. Okay? The state budget director said that the One Big Beautiful Bill Act would dramatically impact state finances. Do you see how they are manipulating what it means for responsible fiscal government policies, right? They immediately place the blame on Democrats. The Democrats immediately placed the blame on Trump and his One Big Beautiful Bill. And I'm not telling you that this Big Beautiful Bill is anything fantastic, but this is nothing new, because you can look at absolutely there's many different examples of the year over year shortfalls that have happened with the Democrat leadership here in Colorado when it comes to financial and fiscal irresponsibility and mismanagement of funds. So it is nothing new that we are witnessing here in Colorado, whether it's the decline in safe policing in our inner cities, or we're talking about drug usage and the homeless epidemic, or we're talking about gang violence and late night shootings in Lodo and Lower Downtown District and the River North District, in the baseball stadium district. We're talking about all these different things that are happening in just Denver alone, mind you. Not including suburbs, not including other aspects of Colorado and other aspects and other districts in Colorado. But Colorado has been a prime example of abject Democratic failures The Democrats have ran this city into the ground, and then they point the finger and say, oh, look at you Republicans, look at the GOP and how they hurt us because they passed all the things that hurt our budget. No, idiots. They don't. The Democrats overspend and underdeliver every single time. They overspend and underdeliver every single fucking time. That's really the truth. That is the truth, folks. There's a significant loss in revenue, largely from the corporate tax changes that are in this bill. If it's not, for instance, the taxes on tips that blow the budget out. Oh, and that's another reason. So this actually goes directly to how Colorado is one of the few states who are actually defying the Big Beautiful Bill Act and retaining the exemptions on taxes on tips and taxes on overtimes. So the state of Colorado will retain and hold on to your taxes on overtime and taxes on tips to make sure that their budget, their fiscal shortfall is being paid off by your hands. Okay? They're talking about hiring freezes. You know, and that's the unfortunate thing, is that they make it about people and they make it about jobs and how government employees are going to have to suffer from this. Well, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't have such a fucking over-bloated, bureaucratic bullshit state that's running this country running the state to the ground. Why do we have so many government employees that aren't apparently doing anything to save the budget? This is the reason why our budget is bloated, because you have all of these different bureaucratic pigeonholed departments and regulatory committees and subcommittees and appointees and secretaries and advisors and board of council members and all this other bullshit, extraneous, unnecessary fluff that Colorado is experiencing right now in all aspects of its government, from the municipal all the way up to the state. That is one of the main reasons. So I genuinely believe that that this is a propaganda, like this is full-on face-forward propaganda. I posted this morning on my X account. If you want to follow me on X, it's Break the Chains M on X. But I said, this is a blatant lie, and the Colorado Marxists take you for partisan fools. Colorado has been in a budget shortfall before the Trump admin ever took office. Polis and the Dems have been in charge for years, and they have destroyed Colorado. Okay? Check this out. The state of decay is palpable. This is the Colorado Republican Party. The trail that runs through Denver were once vibrant and have become a wasteland. This is what Colorado Dems produced with 2 decades of control. Now they'd rather build new bike lanes rather than clean up the mess they allowed to fester. Video is from the New Republican Colorado on X. You can find it. You can find this video. What a fantastic example. This is just one bridge overpass. Look at the state of decay that Denver is in right now. That's one bridge, okay? Denver is now dystopian under the Dem leadership. Time to return to reason with the Colorado GOP. Let's take a look. You know, take a look around, folks. It's not the Republicans. The Democrats have been in control of the House and Senate overall. Here, let me find this here. Where is it at? Because I posted it earlier. So this is the second issue. This is the TABOR conversation that we're going to be talking about. Vladimir Archuleta. Bunch of people are pointing the finger at the reason why Colorado's in such a shortfall is because the TABOR and the Taxpayer Bill of Rights is not allowing for government management to clean up the streets and clean up the roads, okay? So this is what, why are our roads so trashy? This is Denver problems, right? And then so many people, poor conditions of roads have doubled since TABOR has been enacted. And so these people use sources that twist the narrative of what TABOR means, right? Okay? So you got Colorado Granite Man asking, we're kind of merging conversations here because this is important. Grok, how much has the state budget for Colorado increased in value and percentage since TABOR was passed in 1992? What is the single largest expenditure in the Colorado state budget? Since TABOR passed in 1992, Colorado total state budget has increased from $6.4 billion for fiscal year 92 to 93 to $43.9 billion fiscal year 25 to 26, a rise of $37.46 billion or 581%. The single largest expenditure is healthcare at $15.9 billion, 37% of the total. Okay. So Colorado Granite Man follows up. So basically, this person is a moron who doesn't have the slightest clue about government finances. It appears so. Given the 581% budget surge since 1992, with healthcare consuming 37% of the funds, road issues are likely reflect spending priorities, not TABOR limits. Okay? So we have a revenue surplus of overflowing amounts. Yes. I love you in the chat here. Dems have been coming after TABOR for all my life. Every year there's at least one bill trying to trick taxpayers into giving them a blank check with our money. Yeah, this is a nothing new conversation, and I'm trying to awaken and open the eyes of younger voters and younger people in Colorado to be aware that even if you're left leaning or right leaning, you have to understand that they will silver tongue salesman you into thinking that TABOR is a bad thing, and TABOR limits how the government actually can spend your money. When in reality, TABOR is the most important thing to retain the strength of the taxpayers to hold the government accountable on how you spend our taxpayer money. We have the final say on how our taxes get spent. Okay? The state of Colorado passed the 2026 budget of $43.9 billion. That was an increase of 12% over fiscal year 2025, surpassing even COVID-level budget increases. Okay? This is nothing. This happened during the state of Colorado legislative session. Okay? Nothing to do with the big beautiful bill that just passed 2 weeks ago or a month ago, however fucking long it was. But this right here is why we are seeing the whinging and seething of Democrats here in Colorado screaming about get us more money, give us more of your taxpayer money. Do not be the arbiter of the final decision and the final say of your taxpayer monies. Because we have to constantly spend more and mismanage where we put it. Okay? That's different, but let's see here. Shots does a fantastic job. This is a full breakdown. We don't need to do this. We don't need to read this whole thing. But I wanted to show you the graphics. Okay? And I've shown this graphic before, okay? So, this is a beautiful slice, a beautiful breakdown of what it means from Colorado constituents, Colorado taxpayers, Colorado residents here. Since 1992, on the left, you see a Colorado party control from 1992 until 2025. Can you please tell me, where is there a pattern? Do we see anything that's happening here that might call to concern as to why our taxpayer money is being so absurdly mismanaged? Okay? From 92, we had what I would arguably call a balanced, a checks and balanced form of government, where we had a Democrat governor, but the Senate and the House were Republican. For almost a decade, we had that. Then we flipped to full Republican in 99 and 2000. Then the Democrats slowly came in, 01, 02, back more for Republicans. But ever since 04, okay, ever since 2004, so it's been 2 decades of what I would argue is a Democratic-controlled state. For 2 decades. And then since, for the last 6 years, 7 years, Democrats have had carte blanche control of this state. I wonder how and I wonder why. Okay? Colorado Democrats blaming Trump, GOP, TABOR, etc. for the state's $1 billion budget shortfall is delusional. It's Colorado politics, journalistic malpractice. The Colorado media pushes this lazy narrative instead of highlighting the real issues. Years of unsustainable spending. The one big beautiful bill has exposed the insane spending problems. This fiscal financial mess has been building for years under Democrat control, fueled by reckless spending, bloated programs like funding worthless NGOs, and little regard for accountability. Colorado budget has ballooned from $30 billion in 2018 to $44 billion in 2025. Nearly a 50% increase in just 7 years. While all the Colorado Democrats have the power, trifecta, all three of them, okay? House, Senate, Governor. The Democrats have had full control to financially steer this ship, and now they're blaming the Republicans for this problem. It's absolute horseshit. Absolute horseshit. General fund spending, the part actually controlled by the legislature, jumped from $11 billion to $16 billion, 44% increase. That's not inflation, that's population growth. That's drunken sailor spending on steroids. And the biggest sinkhole is Medicaid, 37%. We saw that in the last thing I brought up. 37% of the budget, of the new budget, is based in medical costs for the state. Where do you think that's actually going? I guarantee you it's not going for Colorado. All of it's going for Colorado residents. Guarantee you it ties into our sanctuary city policies, okay? Our homeless epidemic. We're giving safe spaces to shoot up heroin and drugs in Colorado and in Denver particularly, okay? These are all pivotal problems as the mismanagement of financial chaos, okay? Inflation in the U.S. from 2020 to 20. So this is inflation. The U.S. average. Colorado is at the tippy top of this graph. The tippy top of this graph, folks. It is absolutely incredible. Absolutely unacceptable, and I will not stand for it. It's a shame that we have to talk about this, but at the end of the day, I wanted to bring this up. I wanted to bring this information out. You can find this information from Shots on X. Okay, a fantastic post. Citizen journalism is vital. Okay, yeah, Planned Parenthood. These are all reasons. Fiscal mismanagement, folks. Fiscal mismanagement is the direct culprit. And for 8 years, the Democrats have had carte blanche control. It's not Colorado's. It's not the big beautiful bill. It's not the federal government causing this problem. It's Colorado Marxist Democrats in a guise pointing the blame. They're so good at pointing the finger. Okay. This balding dimwit wanted to build a $250 million bridge to nowhere that no one asked for. Remember that bridge? The bridge for the Centennial State Bridge that he wanted to build from the Capitol across the street, across Lincoln into the park? Bullshit. Party. He wanted to make it his own little version of his lasting legacy in Colorado. I'm going to build a stupid bridge, a bridge to nowhere that spiraled. $250 million. Then he rambles on about fiscal responsibility, something progressive Democrats know nothing about. He says it's not political and then blames the federal government for issues he made himself. Look at this ratio, folks. Look at this ratio. This is Governor Polis's page. He's got 93 comments on it and 17 likes. Nobody believes your bullshit. Nobody believes your bullshit. Okay? Almost 20 years of progressive Democrat overspending and legislative bureaucratic bloated sessions has caused this financial crisis Colorado is in right now, not the current federal administration. Look in the mirror for the ones you need to be blaming for the financial ruin we are in. Exactly right, Corey. Appreciate you. He wanted to stroke his ego and make everyone watch. This is exactly what he's out in a year, so he's trying to do everything he can to make his legacy remembered as the greatest, gayest governor of Colorado. I mean, this is really what he wants, right? This is exactly what he wants. This is how he behaves. This is who he is, right? You know, we can get into TABOR here in just a minute, but If you like what you're listening to, follow me on X, follow me on Instagram, follow me on social media, YouTube, and Rumble. Thank you. Appreciate you. Do all we can do here in the Mile High City. Wall Street Apes. Wow, I just squeaked right there. Wall Street Apes. Oh, my gosh. Give me a fucking break. Gandalf, help me out. Holy shit. Okay. Denver, Colorado residents showing you what the Democrats have done to the trail that goes around Denver. As you can see, the homeless people took it over to camp out and hang out, but they just destroyed this place. They're getting high and trashing the place and causing issues. This is why many people are upset and recording things so people can see what's really happening. You talk about Do Better Denver. You talk about what's happening in Do Better Denver. You talk about what's happening with citizen journalism, myself included. You've got other great people doing it. Shots is doing a great job. You've got Denver in Decay is doing another great job on X as well. So many different people trying to bring light to what's happening in Colorado and in Denver in particular. And then they're going to go off and they're going to complain that it's the Republican and that's the Trump administration that's causing this problem. This is exactly why partisan politics works so well for low IQ individuals, because you get the useless eater Democrats who just take this information in and say, oh, yeah, sure, sounds like it's a Republican problem, even though this is a Democratic state that's been running for the last decade, 2 decades of Democrat control in Colorado, but somehow it's Donald Trump's problem. Fucking stupid, dude. Absolutely stupid. Okay? Yeah, so, and then I have this whole thing about the bike lane. Governor Polis posting this. Dude, he gets ratioed on every single post. Every single post. Okay? Every single time. But let's wrap up this conversation. Taxpayer Bill of Rights. We'll watch this video about what it means about the Taxpayer Bill of Rights and with the importance of it. So let's watch this. Let's watch this video right now.
TABOR stands for the Taxpayers' Bill of Rights and was approved by voters in 1992. Among other things, this amendment generally limits the amount of revenue the state can retain and spend. TABOR allows the state to retain and spend an amount based on the prior fiscal year's actual revenue, or TABOR limit, whichever was lower, grown by Colorado inflation and population growth.
Keeps it balanced.
When state revenue is above the TABOR limit, the surplus is refunded to taxpayers. Colorado currently uses 3 refund mechanisms, including the local government property tax exemption reimbursement, temporary income tax rate reduction, and state sales tax refund. The state sales tax refund, commonly known as the TABOR refund, is based on the amount of state revenue over the limit which is not refunded through other TABOR refund mechanisms allowed by law.
So if the Colorado government has not allocated a certain amount of your taxpayer money to do a certain thing, it must be refunded as per the TABOR law, or the taxpayers have to agree to that additional expenditure. Okay, it's simple, right? Let's keep going.
How do you know if you're a qualified taxpayer? You must be a Colorado resident for the entire tax year, file your individual income tax return, or PT.
Not worried about that.
Senate Bill 24-228 created new refund mechanisms and made changes to how the state refunds TABOR surplus revenue to taxpayers. The Department of Revenue is responsible for administering the new refund mechanisms and changes in the bill.
Okay, this is boring as fuck. But yes, you can actually look this up, tax.colorado.gov, and understand what it really means. For the layperson, this is essentially like, TABOR for dummies. But I asked Grok the question, right? What is TABOR? Short, simple to understand language and the pros and cons of it related to Colorado TABOR, particularly how specific politicians want to end TABOR, give examples and references, okay? And I've got this whole thing broken down here, but We're going to read the conclusion first, and then we'll break down the minutia of it. Thumbs up in the chat. Follow this channel. Give me a like. Give me a subscribe if you're interested, if you enjoy this shit. Tabor remains polarizing by policy in Colorado. Supporters see it as a vital check on government spending, fostering economic growth and taxpayer empowerment. Yes, ding, bingo, 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 right? Critics argue it underfunds critical services, worsens inequality, and forces complex workarounds. Democrats like Hedges, Polis, and Becker have pushed to modify or repeal it, while Republicans like Kirkmeyer and Lundeen defend it. Recent ballot measures, CC and HH, show voters' reluctance to loosen Tabor's grip, even though its future remains key political battleground. For more details and sources, the Colorado General Assembly or the Bell Policy Center, blah, blah, blah. Okay? But last year, Proposition HH was written in such a funky-ass way. Okay? It was defeated by voters, and it was defeated in a big swing. Okay? Aimed to tweak Tabor's cap to retain more revenue while offering property tax relief. Opponents, including the Tabor Coalition and Americans for Prosperity, argued it would eventually eliminate refunds. After its failure, Governor Polis adjusted property taxes in a special session. We're doing another special session now, folks. He's instituting another special session now to try to take our Tabor away. Okay? Do not sway when I say... Do not be misconstrued when I issue this fact that this special session is direct attack on Colorado Tabor rights, Colorado Taxpayer Bill of Rights, and what we can do to retain our rights as taxpayers against an overspent, bloated, and mismanaged, democratically led government. 100% fucking full fucking send. Okay? Gandalf, back me up. Short and easy to understand. Tabor says that the government has to make a budget and then follow that budget. Give any excess taxes back to the people who paid it. Bingo, 100%, absolutely. Thank you, Corey. Thank you very much, because that is exactly it. Beautiful. Well said. And this needs to be addressed even more so to the young and upcoming voters who are so easily swayed, especially in Colorado, especially in Denver, especially in these Democratic centers where we have so much misled, misfed, improper, lack of better terms, propaganda. When you have articles from 9 News, where did it go? Okay, all right, love that. When you have articles for 9 News trying to
President Trump's mass
spin it.
deportation plan relies on cooperation from local law enforcement.
Where am I hearing?
Colorado law limits
Where am I
that.
hearing this?
It's tension that will be tested in court. Republican leaders
this?
now plan to sue the Democratic governor and attorney general.
Is that where I'm hearing it from? No, where was I hearing that from? That was weird. That was weird. I was on a roll right there, too. What the fuck, guys? Come on. Was this the 24/7 stream? All right. We're just going to go away with that. We're going to go away with that. But yes, this is what happens because you have such an easily persuasive voter base, especially in Colorado. Okay, when these people don't have proper information and proper source materials that you can understand what's really happening right now. Okay, they think that the reason Colorado's in decay is because the government just doesn't have enough money. No, the Colorado government has plenty of money. They just mismanage it, and they put it in certain bureaucratic pigeonholes and NGO programs and refunnel it back to themselves. So people like Senadora Gonzalez can go to Costa Rica. They can fund their own NGO trips across the world. That is what's happening right now. But you can find all this. You can follow this. Find all this information, all my thoughts on my X. You can find it. You can find it on Instagram. Okay, but yeah, I have this whole breakdown. We don't really need to go into this because Corey in the chat nailed it on the head. Props to you. You are the winner today in the chat. Thank you. But yeah, dude, it's just important to understand where we're coming from and what we're trying to accomplish here. Oh, can I do this? Oh wait, that's too low. Sorry. But yeah, we want to hold our government accountable, and we want to make sure that what they're doing is what our taxpayers, our taxes should be paid for, right? So it's not out of the question to keep them in check. TABOR does that. TABOR is an important aspect to that, and for a government that has been ran on 2 decades of Democrat supermajority, it is not okay to then shift the blame and point the finger at the federal government, say it's their problem, it's their issues. And I'm sick of this mismedia and this mismanagement and this mainstream propaganda push that's been happening year over year to misconstrue the public to think that it's this party or that party. You guys got to take the facts in and be a part of it and be the change you want to see in the world. Folks, I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you so much for joining me on another Break the Chains Media We Are Change Wednesday. I'm going to call it the We Are Change Wednesdays. But you got to be active in your local communities. You got to follow the right people, be involved. Follow Do Better Denver on X or on Instagram. Follow Denver in Decay. They do fantastic jobs. I am a little bit more old school when it comes to just a talking head on social media, but I get out there as well. I have a body cam that I like to get out there and do some reporting on as well, and just be honest with our journalism, because that's all we can do here in the modern era of the information age and soon to be attention age of what it comes down to as far as media retention and knowing the truth and knowing what really happens in our world and in our government, in our politics. So, folks, with that being said, hit the thumbs up button, hit the like button. We are wrapping this live stream up here on Break the Chains Media. We do live streams Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Tyranny Response Tuesdays on Tuesdays, We Are Change Wednesdays on Wednesdays, and whenever else I feel like it, I'll do live streams if there's protests, if there's rallies going on. But be sure to follow the channel, because I will be out there, boots on the ground, news in the face of truth, freedom, light, and honesty. I want to make sure everything that comes out of this channel is objective and real, and I'm just like, from a passionate perspective, I have a lot of my own opinions. We get a little bit esoteric, we get a little bit of weird, maybe talk about aliens, maybe talk about consciousness, reality, the meaning of life, all these other things. But politics and news and culture are a backbone on this channel. Folks, I appreciate you. I love you. We are wrapping up this live stream right now. And as always, fight for freedom and never give up.